Morning, folks. Happy New Year to any of those who I haven't said Happy New Year to. Now, next week, got a massive fight that I'm really looking forward to. It's Artur Beterbiev defending his 3 light heavyweight titles against Callum Smith in Canada. And I'm really looking forward to this one. It was postponed from last year because Beterbiev, I always fuck this guy's name up. I do apologise, people. He had I think it was a tooth infection or something from the dentist, so it got postponed from there. Now, so Beterbiev hasn't fought since January last year when he went life and death with Anthony Yarde before getting the stoppage late on. So he's not been in the ring for nearly a year. So there's a lot of ring rust there. However, Callum Smith has not been in the ring since August of 2022 on the undercard of Usyk Joshua 2. So he's been out of the ring for a long time. So both of them are going to be quite rusty on the night. Now, I think, in my opinion, that Callum Smith is a better fighter than Anthony Yarde. And Anthony Yarde gave Beterbiev problems in that fight last year. I mean, obviously, Beterbiev's got that power. He's got that punch power. He's got the knockout combinations and the hand speed, that's got him out of trouble in that fight. So in this fight, I can see it being a potential banana skin for Beterbiev because, like I say, he's not been in the ring for a year, and he did struggle quite badly with Yarde at times in that fight. Smith, as I just said, is better, and I think Smith has the tools to actually cause the upset. However, as I say, Smith's not been in the ring at all last year. He didn't fight at all in 2023. So, my prediction right now is Smith will be stopped late on, maybe sort of 9th, 10th, 11th round. But I think he'll give Beterbiev problems. So I'm really looking forward to this fight. There are a lot of different factors in it. As I say, Beterbiev's getting older now, and he is quite injury prone. And you know, I don't know. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, it could be a situation where he gets old overnight. Because how many times have we seen that throughout boxing? He could just get old overnight, and Smith will take advantage. Now, obviously, Smith's only loss was to Canelo Alvarez in 2019. And he survived the 12 rounds, but he got completely dominated in that fight. Alvarez was just relentless, punching on the arms, the torso, everything, you know, and Smith had no answer. So, and Smith has struggled in the past. I mean, I think it was in, I don't know, was that 2020? He lost to Canelo Alvarez. My memory's a bit fuzzy, but he beat John Ryder at super middleweight I'm sure that was in 2019. Thinking about it, and he struggled, and he looked awful. And I actually thought he lost the fight that night. So yeah, he has been a bit unimpressive at times, and yeah, it was 2020. I'm sure it was. Thinking now that Alvarez beat him for the WBA super middleweight title, and he looked pretty awful in that fight, in my opinion. And I think he complained of an arm injury afterwards. But yeah, and now he's moved up to light heavyweight. He had two decent knockout wins, but like I say, he's been very inactive. Like I say, he hasn't fought for nearly 18 months. So that will be a factor. I mean, obviously he's got youth on his side, but yeah, I can't see. It's a difficult one to predict. This is what makes this one quite exciting and intriguing, because there are so many factors. Like I say, they've both been inactive. Beterbiev's getting older. He's very injury prone at times. He didn't look that great in his last fight against Anthony Yarde. He was given some problems. And before that fight, a lot of people thought he'd walk through Yarde. So I'm really, really, really looking forward to this one. And then hopefully, whoever wins this, probably Beterbiev, it will lead to the big unification that everybody wants to see with Dmitry Bivol for all the marbles at light heavyweight. That's what we want to see. Now, I'll briefly cover what I saw last night, the fight on DAZN. Ismael Barroso stopped Ohara Davis in the first round to win the interim WBA light welterweight title. So he's next in line for a shot at a rematch with Rolly Romero. Now, I don't think Romero will take it. I think Romero will vacate the title soon. But I'm not shocked. I've never really been a fan of Ohara Davis, to be honest. I think the victory over Lewis Ritson last year with that body shot, I think that flattered him a little bit. Because, I mean, I always enjoyed Ritson, but he was finished by that point. I think, again, I think it was a good victory for Ohara. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think. I think he was a bit flattered by it. And, yeah, he was taken out in a round, in the opening round last night. I think he was caught cold. I think he walked in there thinking, because everyone seems to write Ismael Barroso off as, oh, he's old. I mean, for Christ's sake, the guy's my age. He's not an old man. He looks like an old man in the face. He does look a hell of a lot older than 40. But he's a power puncher. And a lot of these guys, they fight him wrong. They think because he's older, he won't be able to take it if you put it on him. So they go steaming forward at him, and they walk into his trap. That's what he wants. He wants you to do that, and he'll just let those big, powerful left hands go. And this is what happened to Ohara Davies. So fair play. I mean, I didn't think it would end that quickly, but it did. So very, very impressive from Barroso. He's now the interim champion. I can see Romero vacating. He'll be elevated to the full WBA champion. He should have won it last time. I mean, that fight when he lost to Rolly Romero was bullshit. It really was bullshit. Tony Weeks was a disgrace that night. I'm pretty sure he was the referee that night. I may have got mixed up in my mind. But no, that was a terrible, terrible decision. Terrible travesty, a robbery, in my opinion. And the main event was Virgil Ortiz. Again, first round TKO of Frederick Lawson. Again, a lot of people got very upset. It was a very early stoppage, a premature stoppage. I agree. I thought it was too early. It was very premature. However, Lawson wasn't really defending himself. And not a lot was landing clean, I will say. But he wasn't really defending himself. He wasn't really fighting back. So, it is what it is. I'd like to have seen Ortiz get some more rounds in. But, yeah, there you go. It's the nature of the beast, isn't it? This is what happens in boxing. So, yeah, it was a little bit of a disappointing evening, really, action-wise. I mean, obviously, the Barroso one, I was pleased for him. He's doing it for us old boys because he's the same age as me. So it's funny, isn't it? In boxing, I'm walking down the street, no one thinks I'm old. I'm 40. I'm not an old man. But in boxing, you're a fucking old man, and I find that quite amusing sometimes. But no, so yeah, looking forward to the big fight next week with Beterbiev and Smith, and just hopefully that one produces fireworks as well. So really looking forward to it. Right, you take care, folks. I'll speak to you soon. I hope you're all doing well.